1. All right. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thank you so much for being here. Today I want to answer the question, what do I do if my asylum case is weak? What do I do? What do we do about that? And so welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, thank you so much for being here. Remember, the Empowered Immigrant Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants who are facing deportation and in any way to make the most out of immigration laws and to make the most out of their lives. Okay? Today our theme is, what do I do if my asylum case is weak? And my question, as always, is do you want to get a green card this year? Do you want to apply for citizenship this year? Do you want to at least see what your options are this year to change your immigration status in some way? Because if so, hey, go for it. And I'd love to help you with that. My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases in the next 10 years. We would love for your case to be one of them. Okay? So thank you, everyone who's here. I really appreciate your being here. My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. All right? So the basics when we're talking about asylum and asylum law, all right? The basics is to win asylum, you have to show you have a well-founded fear, like you're afraid for your life. And specifically, you got to show that what you're afraid of is, quote-unquote, persecution, physical violence, death, serious, life-debilitating, threats, etc. So persecution. And it's got to be on account of one of 5 things. It's got to be on account of either your race, your religion, your nationality, your political opinion, or your quote-unquote membership in a particular social group. All right? Which means if bad guys are going to do harm to you in your country, but you don't know why they're going to do that harm, well, you're probably going to lose. All right? Because you've got to be able to show that the reason that they're going to do you harm is one of those 5 things. All right, and that's not a problem with your situation. That's a problem with U.S. law, and that's the way asylum law works. Okay, so you got to be aware of that. The 5th requirement is you have to show you haven't triggered any of the quote-unquote bars to asylum. All right, there's a 1-year filing deadline. We call it the 1-year bar. There's a particularly serious crime bar. There's a firm resettlement bar. If you have resettled in another country, you won't be eligible for asylum in the U.S. All right? And then the last requirement is you have to show that you warrant a favorable exercise of discretion. Those are the 6 legal requirements to qualify for asylum under U.S. law. And so, lawyer, what if my asylum case is weak? What if one of those issues is not strong, all right? Or what if multiple of those issues are not strong, right? What if you were threatened once, but nothing happened after that? Is that really persecution, giving rise to a quote-unquote well-founded fear, right? What if you were robbed at gunpoint, but you don't know who did it? Maybe they were masked, right? Or you don't know why they did it. All right, is that really on account of your race or your religion, your nationality, your political opinion, or your membership in a particular social group? Maybe not. And if it's not, then you're going to lose. All right? Then it's a weak case. What if you never had anything bad happen directly to you, but instead bad things happened to each of your neighbors? And you feared that you were going to be next. Is that fear a quote-unquote well-founded fear? Or is it merely speculative? Now, you might have a case. Every case's facts are different. You might still have a case. All right? But it's like, okay, there's infinite possible situations where an asylum case could be considered weak. There are weaknesses in every asylum case. And in each situation, it's like you gotta know it, you gotta understand it, you gotta plan for it. Okay? So, and just to be clear, right, all asylum cases are tough. All right, even seemingly strong asylum cases need to be very well prepared, need to be very well presented and argued, or it could be denied. Even strong asylum cases sometimes are denied. And it's important to know that. Okay? I see some questions coming in, so if you've got questions, keep them coming in. That's great. Text them to me. I'd love to answer those as we get them. All right? And, so it's like when you're presenting an asylum claim, especially if it's not a super strong case, there's three things, really any asylum claim, there's three things you got to keep in mind. Okay? Thing number one, you want to know your plan B. If asylum gets denied, what are you going to do? What's your plan? What's your plan B? Okay? Like, are you in a relationship where if you were to get married, that person could petition for you? Maybe. Do you have a U.S. citizen child who's going to turn 21 in a few years who could maybe petition for you? Talk to a lawyer to see if those strategies could actually work. Sometimes there's options there, sometimes not. Right? Or is your plan B just to request voluntary departure in the alternative? If they deny asylum, okay, let me request voluntary departure. So you don't leave with a deportation order. You maximize your chances of being able to come back. But be aware of the consequences of failure to depart. Or is your plan B that there's no plan B and I'm going to appeal this asylum decision all the way up? Right? I'm going to fight for it all the way. Okay? Sometimes that's the right strategy. Sometimes it's a combination. Appeal it and fight all the way up. At the same time, request voluntary departure, and at the same time, wait for a child to turn 21, right? You might do all of the above. Okay? Thing number one is to know your plan B. Thing number two is you want to know all the weaknesses. You want to work with your lawyer to dissect, you know what I mean by that? To study all the aspects of your asylum case. You want to highlight all areas of potential weakness so that you're not surprised. All right? You don't want there to be an area of weakness brought up by an officer or by the judge in surprise. You don't want surprises. Okay? You want to enter into your case with both eyes open. You want to be aware of what issues could be, deemed as problems for the case in the eyes of the officer or the judge. Okay? And then thing number three to keep in mind with an asylum case is you want to work with experts, you want to work with attorneys to help you strategize around the weaknesses. Oh, okay, we don't have much evidence to show, for example, that I was persecuted on account of my race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. And so what news articles, what evidence from the country could we obtain to help strengthen that argument? Right? Well, that's what lawyers are here to help with. And good lawyers are good at it. Okay? And so that's that. That's basically all I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for being here. What questions do we have today? Shimmer and shine. Nice. Thank you for being here. I see your question. Motion to reopen, motion to reconsider can be done again if it's denied the first time, or can it be done only once? Shimmer and shine. Thank you for asking that question. The regulations on motions to reopen say that you can only do them once. Okay? However, there are a couple of exceptions. All right? There's a type of motion to reopen called a sua sponte motion to reopen, where you ask the court to reopen by themselves, and they do it in the interest of justice. It's not easy to win that type of request, but if you can make that type of request, sometimes you can get it reopened. The only other type that I'm aware of, at least, is what's called a joint motion to reopen. Can get around the number bar. But otherwise, you're numerically barred. You have one and only one shot at a motion to reopen. And motions to reopen are not easy. All right, so you want to be careful and you want to do them well. Okay? So Presner Francois, hello. Thank you for your question. You say, how long will it take? Let's see, how long it take to removal? Can I fill my removal 2 months ago? I don't have a decision yet. Your question is not well written. I don't know exactly what you're trying to communicate. You're talking about removal proceedings. How long will they take to remove, cancellation of removal? Mr. Francois, ask that question again. I'd love to understand it. I don't fully understand the meaning of what you're trying to communicate. Okay? Removal proceedings can take years. If that's your question, removal proceedings can take years. All right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Depending on your judge, depending on where in the country you are, depending on your specific situation too. If you're fast track, how long will the judge take to rule on a motion to reopen? Okay, that's a good question. If you're in front of the immigration court, 6 months, 6 months or less. If you're in front of the BIA, maybe about the same, maybe a bit longer. Okay? So it depends on the judge, depends on lots of different factors. It also depends on what type of motion to reopen it is. For example, if you're submitting a joint motion to reopen, well, that's typically a lot simpler for them, all right, for the court to issue a decision. It's just harder to get the government to be willing to join the motion. That's the hard part there. Okay? All right, that's all I got in terms of questions, so that's perfect. My empowerment tip today, really you want to be empowered when you go into an asylum case. And so really the only tip that I wanted to share about that is the importance of preparation. It's like sometimes in life you're going to give a speech, you're going to go into an interview that's going to change the outcome of your life. Sometimes there are key moments, right, where a lot of things are riding on what happens in that interview or in that court hearing. When there are moments like that, you want to prepare and prepare and prepare and prepare. And there are a lot of immigration lawyers, all right? Like I have clients that come in and tell me, hey, their lawyer just met me the day of the hearing. They didn't prepare at all, all right? That's unacceptable, all right? Just the gravity, what is at stake for you and for your life and for your future. At these types of interviews, you want to prepare and prepare and prepare. You want to have a preparation plan ahead of this type of interview so that you maximize your chances of success. Okay? That is my talk today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm keeping it short and sweet. So let's stop there. And then I'll start my episode in Spanish here in just a moment. So if you speak Spanish, join us back in Spanish. All right? If this was useful, if this was helpful, the best way to stay in communication is to go to our channel in YouTube, all right, Lander Home Immigration in our YouTube channel, and hit the subscribe button, all right? And when you do that, if you click the notifications bell too, then you can receive a notification whenever we upload additional videos with news and updates and things of that nature. And as always, if you have an immigration case, hey, we're here to help. We'd love to help. We're just a phone call away. Okay, give us a call. We're here. We'd love to help you. So that's all I got for today. Thank you all so much for joining in. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thanks a lot. Make it a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.